I wish we had a webcam today.
Oh my God.
Oh, the look on your face, CL, is priceless.
Okay. Somebody said this is a semantic thing. I actually saw a post on Facebook. It's a semantic thing. It is. But the problem is words actually have meaning. They've got it backwards. The government belongs to us. Had they said that?
They have not said that. But you know what, guys, Susan, the size, the scope, and reach of government is the new plantation. And these people are, in fact, evidence that it is working. They drank the Kool-Aid. The runaway slave had the courage to say to the slave master, I don't want your house. I don't want your clothes. I don't want your food. Even if it costs me my life, I'm going to find freedom for myself. The Pilgrims were the exact same way. They had no guarantees that they would make it through the first winter when they got here. And if it cost them their life, they simply wanted freedom. And that is the whole idea behind runaway slave. But we find this mentality, this slave mentality, from the Democrat plantation creeping into our country again. And the truth is, if we don't escape the new size, the new scope and reach of government, we will succumb to the new government plantation. Let me tell you folks something. I want you to hear me and hear me well. It was Democrats who stood in the doorway of the University of Alabama. It was Democrats who supported Jim Crow and laws back in the 50s and 60s. It was Democrats who President Dwight D. Eisenhower had to send the National Guard in so that the Little Rock Nine could actually go to school there in Little Rock. All through history, it has been Democrats who have stood in the way of progress, and the hypocrisy of them claiming now that mantle when John F. Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson stood in the way of the first civil rights bill that Dwight Eisenhower tried to push through. This is the lie that black folks have bought into. Also, the progressive liberals have been much more successful at co-opting the black church than Republicans or conservatives. You get the pastor, you get his ear. He tells your rhetoric to the congregation, and then it becomes true. And this has happened over and over in the black community. Now it's come to a point where, as we say in the film, black people are in an unenviable position. They're taken for granted by one party, and they're ignored by the other.
Black liberation theology. And you know what? Tell us about that.
What it does, Ken, is it says to the black person that if Christ and Christianity does not deal with your blackness, then it is useless, which causes that person then to put the culture before the Christianity, and therefore you vote down cultural lines instead of voting down. That's why black folks can vote for an administration that is for killing babies in the womb. I'm a former president of the NAACP in Garland, Texas. I've seen both sides of this street, and I am telling you, it is utterly corrupt. The NAACP is a working arm of the Democrat Party, an organization that at one time was nonpartisan.